Hey everybody, I'm Justin with ExtremeTerrain.com, and today I'm taking a closer look at and installing the Custom Interiors premium artificial leather front and rear seat covers shown here in brown, fitting all 2021 and newer four-door Broncos equipped with those front seat Mole panels. Now these particular options will be a great choice for Bronco owners looking to spice up some base seats or possibly add another level of protection for factory leathers while adding a unique and attractive brown leather style cover with this hex stitching here built in, all for right around that mid to high $500 price point. So big features here will definitely be the instant upgrade, not only in looks, but also feel, with both front and rear covers installed. And I do want to point that out here for you guys again today. I know I only have a couple on the table with me, but you are receiving both front and rears, backs and bottoms, along with matching head covers in this particular kit. Now, as far as your appearance is concerned, well, this is pretty obvious, right? Especially if you are a base Bronco owner out there with factory cloth seats. Well, then adding the Custom Interiors kit will instantly bring a much classier look and really make the interior pop with that combination of the leather-like material and this nice rich brown color. Now, aside from that color, you can see you are getting a very unique hex pattern kind of sewn in or stitched into the seats here, which certainly kicks things up a notch. Now, if you are a factory leather owner with your Bronco, well, I do think there's some benefit for you guys here as well, maybe wanting to preserve and protect that factory leather on your daily, but without sacrificing the quality of feel or quality of fitment. Now, if that sounds like you, then I'd say these are gonna be worth a look, especially at this price point. Again, super affordable overall, mid 500 bucks is what you're looking at for the entire kit. Now, no matter what your factory seats are made out of, one of the best features here with the Custom Interiors kit, in my humble opinion, is the quality of fitment with these installed. I can't overstate this enough, guys. These are not those generic one size fits most covers you'll find in your local parts store. Instead, these are custom tailored specifically to fit your 6th gen Bronco at home. Cutouts are all in the right location here for this particular kit. And once installed, again, they could easily be mistaken for a factory seat. They just look that good. Now moving into construction, and again, you'll first notice that really plush premium leather-like material here that does make up both front and rear covers. And guys, I can tell you honestly here that as a factory Ford leather owner in my truck, this is easily on par with Ford's factory leather that they're putting out nowadays. In fact, it might even be a bit softer or more plush, which might make for a more comfortable experience, but that's just my opinion. Again, read up on some of the reviews if you haven't done so already. Now, not only does this material just look a lot better, feel really nice, but Custom Interiors also goes on to tell us that the surface material with their covers is actually waterproof, which goes back to what we were saying earlier about protecting those factory seats even further, especially if you wheel your Bronco on occasion. Now, I should also note here, guys, that material, while still very durable, very plush and waterproof, it will still allow your factory heated and ventilated seats to function properly, if equipped, of course. Now, also worth mentioning here, the stitching on the sides of the seats is done or designed to kind of separate, which will still allow those factory side airbags to deploy properly, which is always a good thing when we're talking about safety. Now, speaking of stitching, you'll notice that these particular options do include that unique hex style pattern here, which does find its way not only on the backs, but also the bottoms of both front and rear seats. Now, guys, this is just one of many different style and color options available here on the site from Custom Interiors. So if the brown might be a little too loud for you or might not match the color you're going for, not a big deal. They definitely have black options. They have different color stitching options. So definitely check out the rest of our selection here at XT before making your final choice. Now moving into price point, and I would say this is easily another feature here with the Custom Interiors kit because it's gonna land you again mid to high $500 ballpark, give or take, for both front and rear covers, which when you consider the quality of materials, the look, and especially the fitment, I feel is very fair for most aftermarket covers. That's because most aftermarket options don't really deliver on all of those things I just pointed out, unless of course you go with a very high quality option such as a Catskin, but those can be $1,000 to $2,000 bucks, if not more. So again, the fact that you're getting all of the quality of materials materials, the fitment, all of those perks out of these options for about, $550 to $600. Definitely should make these attractive for interested Bronco owners. Now moving into our installation block here, guys, and the site's gonna go with a strong 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, taking you at least an hour to complete from start to finish. A big reason for that 1 out of 3 wrench rating is the fact that these are a slip-on cover. There's no need to remove any of your factory materials or disassemble your factory seats in any way. Now it might make it easier to remove those seats to have them to work with, but that is ultimately up to you. But without further ado, let's throw it out to the shop for our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown.
This is a no tools required install. Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to install some leather seat covers on your 4-door Ford Bronco. We're going to get started with the simple stuff, and I'm going to remove the headrest from the front driver's seat. I'm going to lift up and push in on the tab, and that'll get me my headrest right out of the seat, and now I can go ahead and slip on my seat cover. So as I said, we're starting with the driver's front seat cover, and all you're gonna do is slip the seat cover over top of the seat, and then you're gonna secure these buckles through the bottom of the seat around to the back, as well as a strap that goes around the back of the seat. When you get to the top here, where your headrest slides into the top, there are some holes cut into the top of the seat cover, and you'll just work your way around until everything sits nicely. I'm going to leave the buckles at the bottom undone for now until I get the base of the seat done. Now we're ready to install the seat bottom into place, and it lines up just like the back does. There are a couple of straps that go around the front, and there are some hook tabs in the back. I'm going to tuck my seams in behind the seat plastic trim. And then I'm going to tuck my strap in through the seat cushions and reach around to the bottom. I've got both ends of my buckle for my seat bottom fished through to the bottom of the seat, and I'm just going to snap those together, and then they are going to live underneath the seat. And while I'm back here, I can do the same thing for the seat back. And that should hold everything in place nicely. Now I can work on the buckles in the front and getting everything aligned with all the cushion seams. Now I can go ahead and slip these retainers in between the top and bottom cushions, and then they just hook in from the back. So you'll find on the front of the seat covers there are these hooks, and underneath the factory seat you're going to find something similar to like a box spring configuration, and you're just going to take these little hooks and hook them onto that box spring. Now we can go ahead and slip on the headrest cover. You're going to take your seat headrest cover, you're going to slide your headrest inside it. Might take a little bit of massaging to get it in there because it's a nice snug fit. You're going to want to look something like that. And then you'll find a Velcro strip on the front flap that hooks into the back flap. And then you can go ahead and reinsert this into the top of the seat. And now you can repeat the same exact process on the passenger front seat. So I'm moving on to the back seat now, and I'm going to start on the driver's side because it's the biggest piece. I'll start with the bottom cushion and I'll lay that over. You can see that it takes up the driver's side rear as well as the middle section. And then what I'm going to do actually to make this a little bit easier is I'm going to release the fold down mechanism, and that's going to allow me to get a nice big gap in between the seat bottom and the seat back in order to feed my straps through. And then I can also reach around from the bottom and I can connect my straps at the front and the back. Now, as you can see, this is a little bit of a juggling act where I'm holding the seat from folding down on me and also reaching my hand through the bottom to grab my straps, which will allow me to pull this tight and make my connections. Make sure I get my corners started. Don't be afraid to use your head. Got that situated nicely. Now there's one long strap that goes from left to right, and there are two straps here that go from front to back, and one strap over here that goes from front to back. Now we can install the passenger side seat bottom. Just like I did on the driver's side, I'm gonna release the fold down mechanism for the back seat. That's just gonna allow me to once again fish my straps through the back of the cushion and underneath the bottom. And there are two straps that go from the back to the front and one that goes from left to right. All right. Now we can move on to the seat backs. So find yourself a way to get comfortable back here, and we're gonna start by removing the headrest for the back seat. Just like the front seats, there's a little tab on the side you just lift up, and they should come right out. There is a little push button on the side, so I'm gonna make sure I remember my orientation. And I'll set those off to the side, so that way we can start installing the seat backs. Now, just like for the seat bottoms, I'm gonna start by releasing the fold down mechanism. I'm gonna pull the seat forward a little bit, and that's just gonna allow me to slip the seat cover over. There is a zipper here to add a little bit of relief. And you are just going to wrap these flaps around the seat and reach underneath to the back. You can lift this flap up here. Now with your straps, your Velcro straps fished through to the back of the seat, you can see the back of the seat is perfect for a hook and loop Velcro system. And you can see there's also a wire right here that's going to be for your fold down release cable. And there's a relief cut in between these two straps. And you're just going to go ahead and stick your Velcro nice and tight to the back of that like this. Same with the other one. And then that is also going to give you a Velcro position for the back of the seat cover. So you're going to pull that down nice and tight, and that'll get Velcroed in. And now we can line up our headrest holes in the top of the seat cover. Just like I did in the front seat, I'm just going to get it started and then work my way around until that cover pops through the outside. There are a couple more Velcro straps along the side here, so I'm going to fold the seat down again. These Velcro straps that wrap around the sides of the bottom of the seat cover, they're also just going to get hooked around and pulled nice and tight. And then this all gets covered with the back flap and the zipper gets pulled tight. It's a good idea to pull your zipper seams real close together so you don't put too much strain on the zipper and rip it. And now we can do the remaining seat back. All right, now we're on to the last big section of the back seat. There's a zipper that runs down the back of the seat cover, and that is to fish it through your seat belt so you don't have to unbolt it, which is a huge relief. So we're gonna go ahead and fish that in. And it divides the seat. And we are once again going to fold down the back seat and just work our way around the cushion, getting all of our Velcro straps secured and getting all of our plastic grommets through the holes and making everything line up. It's also a really good time to like fold your roof back on your Bronco or remove it. It gives you a lot of headroom. I have all my Velcro straps passed through to the back of the seat and secured to the back. Now I can go ahead and line up my tie down points here on the seat, and then I can Velcro this in, as well as re-secure the zipper here at the rear. Once again, you're going to want to pull your seams of your zipper as tight together as you can get them so you don't put too much strain on it and potentially rip it. Pull your seat skin nice and tight. And now we can just work our way around the plastic grommets, tuck everything in, make it look pretty. There we go. And now we can go ahead and throw on our headrest cushion covers. As I mentioned before, there is a release button on the top of the headrest, so just make sure you line up the hole in your headrest cover with that hole. And you're just gonna slide it in. And then you can just line up your Velcro straps, pull it nice and tight. 1, 2, 3. And then you can go ahead, slide that right in and repeat the same thing for the other headrests. And that's gonna wrap up this review and install of the custom interior premium artificial leather front and rear seat covers in all brown with double hex stitch accent inserts, fitting your 2021 to 2024 Ford Bronco 4-door with front seat Molle panels. Thanks for watching, and for all things Bronco, keep it right here at extremeterrain.com.